Kayleigh, what are your expectations moving forward?
I mean, look, I feel there are deep issues with this gag order. This is someone running for president who cannot address a live political issue. And whatever you think of the Trump trial, it is certainly going to affect the campaign. So you can't speak on it. There's an injustice there. I think the American people recognize it. But the media, meanwhile, is living out their wildest dream. I saw this headline last night. Secret Service, listen to this from ABC. Secret Service prepares for if Trump is jailed for contempt and hush money case. And they have a source in the service saying that they're preparing for this. But buried behind the headline of ABC's article is this, and you heard this from Nate Foy. It's an assistant district attorney, Chris Conroy, who said, "We are not yet seeking an incarceratory penalty, but the defendant seems to be angling it." In other words, the DA is not even asking for this, but ABC is running with that headline. If you hop on CNN, last point, Secret Service, New York City Corrections Department discussing what to do if Trump jailed. The media is going crazy. The DA hasn't asked for this, but this is just a glimpse of what you'll see over the coming weeks.
And it's hard, Leslie, as not only a taxpayer here in this city, but in general as an American, that there's so many issues facing Americans that are colossally important and frankly eclipse these sort of the Trump derangement syndrome, the Trump obsession that the mainstream media has. Isn't this a disservice to all of us by focusing on the what ifs instead of focusing on the what nows for all of us?
Well, I think there's reporting and there's speculation. Sadly, we've gotten into people doing both. With respect to the gag order, I have to say I somewhat agree with you that he should be able to post certain things. Really, you're not supposed to, when you have a gag order, speak about what's going on in the courtroom, certainly not speak about any potential jurors dismissed or otherwise. And the fact that they're just fining him $1,000, every time there's a violation, what did he say? Basically, he'll take out his checkbook and he'll keep doing it. So I don't really know where this is going to go. I've said it before. I don't think he'll be incarcerated not only for the gag order. I don't think he'll be incarcerated for this, even if he's found guilty.
The issue is the disparity, right, between what is levied against Trump, no matter how seemingly minor, because in practice it's actually not. His attorneys did try to say, well, look, we are following this very specifically, to which the judge replied, "You're losing all credibility with me." So it sounds like Trump not only has a specific directive from the court, but also surrounded by a hazy cloud of, and also don't do anything near it. And then meanwhile, Michael Cohen gets to run his mouth up and down, as does Stormy Daniel, producing her documentary and the like. So there's really a lack of equity here, and that too is troubling.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm thirsting for equity with a former or current sex film worker, and Stormy Daniels, but I will tell you this, for Michael Cohen and David Pecker, who have testified in this trial, I mean, Michael Cohen went to prison for lying. David Pecker's statements reportedly have not been consistent. So if you've got two liars that are getting a platform and can go on, the alphabet soup networks at night, those that don't spell anything, only Fox does, and you can't even defend yourself against the lies that a convicted liar in Michael Cohen is saying against you, that is the unfairness that I see here. And, I don't know where Stormy Daniels falls in telling the truth or not, but certainly somebody who went to prison, who was your former attorney, can do some real damage if you can't at least say, no, this is what the truth is, and you can't defend yourself. I mean, that's not just only fairness. It seems it's an injustice. And it's a reason to let this go and move on to the next. And if they want to then reset and say, okay, we're going to start the table all over again, and from here on out, $1,000 per thing, Trump's got enough to talk about. He's back on the campaign trail when he can be. He's talking American people's, troubles and woes under this current administration, which, by the way, is the silver lining for him with the gag order.
Charles, I want to talk to you about something, and it's the fact that, I think as tends to get lost under the focus on the micro, that this is the first time a former president has been criminally prosecuted, right, in trial. And it's been he's paraded around as if he's some beast. And I note that you would think the impression of, the appearance of pure objectivity, of steadfast commitment to impartiality would be so much higher, but it seems here the opposite, that really the neutral is the appearance of partiality, and that line between the legal standard and the daytime standard seems to have been just widely disproportionate now, with the judge saying, it's fine that I donated, no, it's fine this. It's sort of not fine, because this is quite possibly the most important trial we've seen in quite some time. Why not give this the highest reverence possible so that ensures impartiality and our faith?
But the fact is, there is no impartiality, and that's why those things exist that you just described, and that's why everyone is saying no, it's not a big deal. What his daughter does, who he voted for, who he donates to, And I think, Harris, I want to piggyback on what she was talking about, because really you have two cases going on. There's that courtroom, then there's the court of public opinion. And if the court of public opinion can be swayed for someone running for the highest office in the land without the inability to be able to respond to that, that is so unfair, particularly considering the merits or lack of merits in this particular case.
Bingo.
It is absolutely ridiculous that this is happening during this campaign season. And many say it's ridiculous that it's happening at all.
That's right. Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.